Hey, what's up? I'm Adam. If you're new and if you're returning, then you know what's good. Today I want to share some of the lessons and the tips that I've picked up since building my own businesses and my online presence. I've definitely learned a lot in the last 2 years, made some mistakes, but picked up on a lot of information whilst I was building my coaching and consulting business, my lifting guide that I released, and of course creating content. So I hope that it will be useful to you wherever you are in your journey, if you're just starting off wanting to create a business or create content, or maybe you're a little bit further in. I think these tips may be useful. I'm also super excited because this video is sponsored by Taylor Brands, so do stay tuned for some more information on their all-in-one solution. So my first tip is to prioritize a clear brand. Who are you? What does your business have to offer, right? What products and services? What's your unique selling point and what can people expect from you? It's interesting because any brand or any company that we gravitate towards or come back and use regularly, amongst other things, their clear brand is something that has drawn us to them, right? Whether it be Apple, whether it be Nike, whether it even be Aldi, the supermarket, we know what we can expect from them and what they are offering to the public. And the same can be true of content creation, right? It's the reason why you may gravitate towards certain YouTube channels or certain Instagram pages, certain TikToks, Twitters, because you know what to expect there, right? With so much going on, so many businesses being birthed every day, you know, new content creators coming up, all this going on, it's really important that people understand that what makes you you. Why should they bother buying from you, right? Or investing in one of your services, or, you know, even watching and consuming your content. What is it about you that makes you unique? For example, I always knew when I was building my brand and my online presence and products and services around that I was always going to be focused on self-development and self-improvement, right? And making the most of life, optimizing yourself so you can optimize your experience. That was my brand, and it was clear to me that that is how I was going to move forward and put myself out there. And that's not mean I didn't deviate a little bit, or, you know, you try new things, or you can incorporate more later on, but it's always clear that that is a really big component of my brand. And so when I released the fitness guide, it makes sense because it's something that I've always spoken about or I've pushed there, and I think it's really important, and I have a belief system and have done it myself, and I put it out there behind my brand. It makes sense. My second point is to establish your online presence as soon as possible, whether that be on social media like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whether it be building your website. Make sure you're getting yourself and whatever it is you have to offer people out there as soon as possible. If people don't know it's out there and it exists, then they can't interact with it. Maybe they really want what you have to offer, right? Whether that be, like I said, your content, or maybe you make cupcakes, or maybe, you know, you offer accounting services. An example for one of my own businesses, it's really quite funny, but my lifting guide was ready for about a year before I actually put it out there, which sounds crazy. And I had people still ask me questions about fitness and lifting and stuff. All the while me knowing that my guide is here, because it's not online, because it's not visible, people can't interact with it. They don't know it's there, so they can't get the value that they want from it. And on my side, I can't, you know, put my product out there. I can't share the information I want to share. I can't build the community I want to build. And I can't make any money off of the knowledge that I've built over years because it's not out there. It's not online. And so I did, and when I did, of course, build my website and get it out there and build a Instagram page for it, obviously people can interact with it. So don't be afraid once you're ready to put it out there, right? Put that on your social media platforms, put it on your website. So it may sound obvious, but having a website is a really important feature of any business, and I would argue even a content creator. I started off with just my social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube, but it became clear after a while that it was important that I had some sort of centralized space where all the things I was doing could come together, right? So you could go to adamakcontact.com and access my coaching or access my guide or get the link to my YouTube channel. All of this was in one place. So there was a centralized place for information about my businesses and what I was doing. Ultimately, the internet is the best way for people to know you're out there right now. The greatest reach you're going to get is via the World Wide Web. So why not use it? Why not use it as soon as possible? That leads perfectly onto today's sponsor, Taylor Brands. I was so excited when this company reached out to me because I've used them multiple times over the years, and I've always had a really good experience with their platform and with their services.
Taylor Brands is effectively a one-stop shop for getting your small business off the ground, allowing you to quickly and smoothly get your business and brand going. It has everything from AI logo making to website hosting, domains. You can even do merch printing and use their social media tools, just to name a few. And they offer trademark and LLC services. I want to illustrate just how easy this is to use with my own brand, Gains with Adama. Starting out with the AI logo maker, where you can put in your brand's name, maybe a tagline, and it will build a really great logo for you, which you can edit if you're not quite happy with the font, or you want to change the color, or maybe where things are positioned. But of course, that's just the start. So then you can go ahead and build yourself a website really quickly that looks clean, neat, and professional. It's quite amazing just how seamless the whole process is. Like, after you've built your website, you can literally go ahead and take your logo and build t-shirts or business cards for your brand. And of course, because social media is such a big part of branding, of getting your business out there, the fact that you can also build templates and themes so that your social media platforms look clean, they look professional and well put together, is again just another way that you can bring your whole business together quickly and smoothly with Tailor Brands. So definitely check out Tailor Brands. I will leave the link in my description, as well as a 40% discount code to get you guys started.
So my third tip is to do not compromise your integrity or reputation for short-term gains, whether they be financial, whether it be clout, engagement, whatever it is, right? Because those short-term gains are likely to harm you in the long term, especially if damage is done to your reputation in the process. I've turned down many channel sponsorships, brand deals, partnerships that people wanted to do because I just didn't believe in what they were offering, whether it was a product, whether it was a service. I personally wouldn't use it, and I wouldn't want the people in my community to think that that was something I would endorse and encourage them to use. And so there's a real danger in associating your brand, yourself, and your reputation with things that you can't stand behind. I mean, there's things like flat tummy tea, waist trainers for weight loss. There's just been a lot of things that have come my way, and I'm like, I'm okay. Like, I'm good. But it goes beyond just content creators and partnerships and deals like that. You could associate your brand with a particular trend or movement because it's quite attractive right now, in the sense that it's quite popular, and maybe you're looking to get more engagement and stuff. But if you are not aligned with that trend or movement or that message, and it goes sometimes against what you're actually trying to build, then there can be long-term damage done, again, especially to your reputation, and it's never worth it. It's never worth it. But of course, that doesn't mean you might not fall and maybe make mistakes. Like, that's what all of us do. This is a process, but avoid it as much as you can is what I'm basically saying. So my next tip is actually to learn from instead of comparing to. When you start your entrepreneurial journey, your small business, or even your content creation journey, you're going to be tempted to compare yourself to others who are already in the space, who are already in the industry, right? Whether you're starting a catering company and you look at the person who maybe started a year ago, or who started 2 months ago but was caught by a magazine doing something and theirs just blew up really quickly, and you're sitting there thinking, I'm not seeing the same growth, I'm not seeing the same engagement, I'm not seeing the same sales, whatever it is. And I've spoken about comparison before, and it's a natural thing to do as social creatures. It's something that we will always do. But it's also an opportunity in this space to learn from them, especially if there is an established business or somebody who's doing something that you think, actually, not copying and pasting, but I could actually learn from that person and integrate some of those ideas, some of those practices to make my business better, right? And so there's usually an opportunity to learn from people, and, you know, obviously giving credit where credit is due, instead of just sitting there and comparing yourself and really getting yourself into a state that isn't positive for you, your business, your content, or really anyone. So my final tip is to not give up on the process when things get tough or they're not working out, but be open to pivoting about specific details on even products and services. And what I mean by this is there's going to be a series of highs and lows, and sometimes you may be doing things that are working but are just taking a while, or you may be doing things that are just not working and maybe it's time to try something new. That doesn't mean you give up on the process of being an entrepreneur or having your small business or being a content creator, but perhaps you change what it is that you're doing, what you're offering, or drawing on a different set of skills that you have, a different set of ideas. All of us think of things in terms of like an end goal, and like this person is here and now they're there, and sometimes we get lost and forget about the journey, and that there are people who started on one product or one business idea and are somewhere completely different now, and you know them for that, but you don't know about then how many failures they had before that. They tried to launch this brand, they tried to launch this company, this service, this product, and they all failed. Like, I listened to a podcast that's really interesting in terms of this. It's NPR, How I Built This, and I really learned a lot about the importance of listening to these stories so that you can understand the journeys that lead to these end products, right? These things that we hold so highly. So that's it. Those are just a few tips that I wanted to share. Wherever you are on your journey, I hope at least one of these tips was useful to you and that it could help you in your business, your entrepreneurial path, or your content creation. Don't forget to check out Tailored Brands. The link is in my description below, and use my discount code adamalorna40 so that you can get 40% off. I will see you guys in the next video.